Somewhere out there, right now, a parent is sitting on their couch at 11 o'clock at night watching a 7-minute cartoon about a dog family and crying in a way they cannot fully explain to anyone. They are not crying because something sad happened. They are not crying because someone died. They are crying because a 4-year-old cartoon dog floated through Jupiter, set to Gustav Holst, and found her way home. Or because an animated poodle told a new mom she was doing great. Or because a dad stood on a backyard rug, looked at his daughters, and realized he did not want to leave, and then left anyway, because that is what dads do. They are crying because the show found something they were carrying quietly and could not name, and then it held it up in a 7-minute cartoon and said, "Here, this is the thing." And they fell apart completely, there on the couch, at 11 at night, watching a preschool show that their 4-year-old had already fallen asleep to. Today, we are going through the specific episodes that caused this, what is in them, why they work, and why an animated dog family from Brisbane has made more adults cry than almost any prestige, drama, film, or novel of the last decade. Because there is a reason it happens. And understanding that reason is one of the most interesting things about this show. Let's get into it. Sleepy Time is Season 2, Episode 26. It is currently rated 9.8 out of 10 on IMDb, which places it among the highest-rated single television episodes of any genre in the history of the platform. Not highest-rated Bluey episode. Highest-rated television episodes. Full stop. The episode does not contain a death. It does not contain a tragedy. It does not contain any confrontation, any dramatic revelation, any plot twist. It is about a 4-year-old dog trying to sleep in her own bed for the first time. And it has a 9.8 on IMDb. Here is why. Bingo's dream sequence, set to composer Geoff Bush's orchestral arrangement of Gustav Holst's Jupiter, maps Bingo's entire emotional universe onto the solar system. Her family are planets. Her mum is the Sunday. Everything in her world, everyone she loves, everyone who makes her feel safe, is given a celestial body and a gravitational pull. The episode is not about bedtime. It is about the invisible architecture of love that a 4-year-old does not have words for yet, and the show finds words for it anyway, in orchestral music, in animation, in 7 minutes. Parents watching this episode understood it the way children cannot. They understood the Sunday. They understood what it means to be the thing that everything orbits, the warm center that a small person navigates toward in the dark. Every parent who has gotten up in the night and lain down beside their child because the crying needed them there understood the moment Chili got up and went to Bingo without being asked, without even knowing she was being called, just knowing. A TikTok creator made a video of herself crying while watching the episode and wrote, "This better go viral because I made myself cry making this." It went viral. Thousands of parents in the comments wrote that they could not watch this episode without crying every single time. Not the first time, every time. Slate magazine called Sleepy Time the supreme episode of the series. The creator of the show, Joe Brum, said in an interview that the heart of Bluey episodes comes from his own family's interactions, and that you cry so much more as a parent, but there is so much more reward and meaning. Sleepy Time is the episode that proved both halves of that sentence simultaneously. Baby Race is Season 2, Episode 8. It is told as a flashback. Chili is at the playground with the girls and starts telling them the story of when Bluey was a baby and had not yet learned to walk. On the surface, it is a sweet story about a mom learning not to compare her child to others. Run your own race. Classic lesson. Very Bluey. Nothing alarming. But here is what the episode is actually about. Chili is describing, in precise clinical detail, the specific anxiety that grips new parents when their child does not hit a milestone on the same schedule as every other child around them. She describes taking baby Bluey to the doctor multiple times. She describes Nana trying to put olive oil on Bluey's knees so she could not crawl and would have to walk. She describes being consumed by a one-sided race against Judo's mother, a race that Judo's mother did not even know they were running, while Chili quietly fell apart each time Judo reached a milestone first. And then she describes saying it out loud to herself, the thing that was underneath all the competitiveness. I was determined to get you walking before Judo's mom. Not Judo, Judo's mom. Chili was not racing Judo. She was racing another mother and equating that race to her value as a parent. The Mockingbird website wrote about this episode with the word absolution. They said that what parents need is not advice, it is absolution. And when an animated poodle named Bella puts her hand on Chili's shoulder and says, "You are doing great," that is what the episode delivers. Not a lesson, absolution. 3 words. To a cartoon dog who was trying her absolute best and still felt like she was failing constantly. Parents who had been through this exact experience, who had watched other babies reach milestones first and sat in the specific shame of it, watched this episode and heard those 3 words and fell apart. A TikTok video showed a grandmother watching the episode on her porch and breaking down at the moment Bella says, "You are doing great." Her daughter, filming the reaction, was also crying. It went viral. Not because it was a sad episode, because those 3 words hit the place that needed to hear them and had been waiting a very long time. The episode ends with baby Bluey taking her first steps in the kitchen. In the present day, Bingo asks why she decided to walk in the kitchen of all places. And Bluey says she does not know. And Bingo says, "Maybe you just saw something you wanted." A Christian magazine called America Magazine wrote about this episode in the context of faith and parenthood. A parenting website run by a mother of 3 said the episode made her cry at her daughter's 1-year doctor's appointment because she had a list of questions about whether her child's behavior was normal. The specific anxiety Chili described had a name, and the show gave parents permission to have had it. Rug Island is Season 2, Episode 10. Bandit has to go to work. The girls are upset. Chili gives them a new packet of felt pins to soften the blow. And the girls use the felt pins to create a civilization on the living room rug and declare it Rug Island, where they are the only inhabitants and the rules of the adult world do not apply. Then, Bandit washes up on the shore. He did not fall into the game. He was washed ashore. The episode frames it the way it would feel to a child, the adult arriving at the edge of their world, big and confused and slightly dangerous. Bluey initially tells him that grown-ups do not belong on Rug Island, and then, because Bandit commits to absolutely everything, he earns his place. He defends the white chocolate egg from the neighbor. He gets tickle attacked with bananas. He is crowned not a grown-up in a formal ceremony. He licks the egg, and then Bingo asks if he wants to stay forever. And Bandit says it is tempting, because life is simple on Rug Island. The gold wrapped in the leaf is the gift Bingo makes for the adult she loves who cannot stay, and every parent watching knows they are Bandit, and they never get to stay. The Sign is not a 7-minute episode. It is 28 minutes, 4 times the standard length, and it did something that 7-minute episodes had been building to across 3 full seasons without the audience fully realizing it. It put the house up for sale, and it made an entire planet of adults feel the specific grief of something ending before they were ready. The Daily Beast covered it with the headline, "The Biggest TV Episode of the Week," and described watching it alone in a hotel bathtub at 11 at night, sipping minibar wine and sobbing. That is not a review. That is a confession, one that was shared by millions of people who watched the episode in their own versions of that hotel bathtub. The Sign has a 9.9 out of 10 on IMDb. That is the highest rated episode in the show's history, a fraction above Sleepy Time. Parents who had been watching since Season 1 understood what was happening in a way that their children did not. The for sale sign in the front yard was not just a plot point, it was the end of something. The end of the version of the Healer family they had been watching, the specific chapter of parenthood that the show had been depicting, the house that had been the container for all of it, and the relief of that moment, the specific exhale of a family that almost lost the version of itself it had been, made millions of people cry harder than the threat had. The Sign did not make people cry because it was sad. It made them cry because they recognized the feeling of nearly losing something ordinary and realizing too late that ordinary was the word for the thing they loved most. Smash that like button if this one found you somewhere you were not expecting, and subscribe so you never miss another video like this one. Which Bluey episode made you cry the hardest? Drop it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Did you ever notice some of the details that were more minor hidden in the episodes of Bluey? Whether you are surprised with some little suggestions about cats, or can notice some interesting details that could alter your attitude to the show, there is a lot to discover. The most thrilling proofs about cats are presented by some episodes in which feline is mentioned or depicted in unusual style. In the episode about the shop, the little children are playing pet kittens, which leads to a conclusion that cats are not such unfamiliar creatures that every kid may not role-play one of them. What is more interesting is a poster in the office of Bandit. In this work of art, there is a cave dog chasing a cat, hence we learn that the cats are very old in this world. The poster leads us to think that in the past, both dogs and cats were in the same relations as in our world. In different episodes, it is also possible to see cat-related toys and plush used. These are not simply arbitrary decoration, but rather considered clues to the fact that cats exist in this world despite the fact that we are yet to encounter any of them personally.
What's a kitten store? A store that sells kittens. But I've already got a kitten.
Let's talk about something that shows how well the creators plan their episodes. In Stumpfest, we see Bandit, Stripe, and Pat working together to remove a big tree stump from the ground. After they finish, there's a hole left behind that becomes important later. This hole appears again in the Tradies episode, where Chippy and Sparky turn it into a pond. It's a clever way to connect different episodes and show that the Bluey world has real continuity. Creators of Bluey are famous for paying attention to tiny details that most people might miss. For example, in early episodes when characters wore helmets, their eyebrows would be completely hidden. This looked realistic, but it made it hard to see their emotions. Starting in season 2, the animators made a smart change. Now, even when characters wear helmets, you can still see their eyebrows. This wasn't a mistake, it was done on purpose to help viewers understand how— If you look closely at the Healer family's refrigerator, you'll notice it's covered with children's drawings. These aren't just random pictures. Many of them reference things that happened in earlier episodes. There's a drawing of Mia from Barky Boats, a picture of Muffin with her angry face, and even the duck-shaped cake from Duck Cake. You can also see the cart from Wagon Ride, and Rad and Frisky holding hands from Double Babysitter. These little callbacks create a rich history for fans who pay attention.
Not much room up here. Oh! Hi, Bluey!
One thing that makes Bluey special is how the characters act like real dogs. When they're happy or excited, their tails wag. When they feel sad, their ears droop down. This is exactly what real dogs do, and it makes the characters feel more lifelike. The show also pays attention to other dog behaviors. Did you know that Bandit works as an archaeologist while Chili works in airport security? These jobs were chosen because they match what dogs are good at in real life: digging and sniffing out things. In the Ragdoll episode, there's a puzzling moment that has fans asking questions. Bluey finds a $10 bill on the laundry room floor and shows it to Bandit. He takes the money and puts it between himself and the couch. But when he gets up, the bill is gone completely. This raises an interesting question. Where did it go? Since most characters in Bluey don't wear clothes, some fans think they might have invisible pockets. This idea is supported by another scene where Chili puts her phone away as if she's slipping it into a pocket, even though she doesn't have any visible storage. The creators of Bluey really listen to their audience. In early episodes, Bingo's car seat had a lap sash, but some fans pointed out that it wasn't safe for her size. The creators took this feedback seriously and changed it to a 4-point harness in season 2. This shows that the makers of the show care about being realistic and safe, even in small details that many people might not notice. One fascinating aspect of Bluey is how different regions handle the content. In the early baby episode, Bluey wears a hat with a red cross in some versions, but in others the cross is purple. This change was made because some areas have rules about using red crosses since they're associated with specific organizations. There was also controversy when Disney banned the family meeting episode because of its fart jokes. Fans weren't happy about this decision and took to social media to complain. Eventually, Disney added the episode to their platform in October 2022, showing how fan feedback can influence important decisions.
Is this what you had for breakfast yesterday? Baked beans on wheat toast?
Yep.
Bingo. What's the fluffy level on?
Interesting fact, Rusty was initially intended to be the protagonist of Bluey. The developers thought about him as a main protagonist, but they decided to take Bluey. This is the reason why Bluey and Rusty are designed in the same way. Rusty is a red kelpie of Australian red kelpie breed who is characterized to have special chest marking. Although at an apparent glance, the prestige of Rusty has his family with the same design of the chest, but look around carefully. Each of the characters in his family is designed uniquely with the Rusty family, with the same pattern of the chest. Rusty is diamond-shaped, his younger sister is circular, his elder brother is down-pointing in an arrow, his mother is a lightning bolt, and his father is in a triangle. The series is filled with micro Easter eggs that pay off to the attentive watcher. Episode Dirt. In the episode Dirt, when one observes the tree beside the healer house, they will notice a bird kite hanging on it. This is the same kite that Bingo had won during the episode in the Pass the Parcel. In the short episode Mini Bluey, where Bandit and Chili are hiding in the food cupboard, cereal box appears in the background. This identical cereal box was used during the episode The Feather Wand. These little things contribute to the fact that the world of Bluey appears to be authentic and close.
Oh, what's going on? This is some heavy cereal. Must have a lot of...
Subtle detail tends to reveal character development in the episode called The Army. As soon as Jack meets Rusty, he salutes left-handedly, but in case of real armies, right hand is required in saluting. At the end of the episode, Jack is shown to have learned how to do it, and he gives his salute right hand in show of his progression under Rusty. While we haven't seen an actual cat walking around in any episode, all the evidence strongly suggests that cats exist in the Bluey universe. The poster in Bandit's office, the cat toys scattered throughout episodes, and the children pretending to be kittens all point to cats being part of this world. It's possible that cats play a different role in a dog-dominated society, or perhaps they live in areas we haven't explored yet. The creators have left enough clues to keep us wondering, which is part of what makes the show so engaging. The world of Bluey is full of carefully planned details, from continuity between episodes to realistic animal behavior. Whether cats will eventually appear on screen remains to be seen, but the hints are definitely there for those who know where to look. Until then, we can enjoy spotting all the subtle references and wondering what other secrets the show might be hiding.